This is the Babson Reservoir, and it's not the largest reservoirs in the city, but it's about 177 million gallons. But it's got 1,000 acres behind it. This is the gatehouse where the water enters the piping going to the treatment plant. The inlets and the valves were original, probably from the 1930s. They've all been replaced. There were no bars. The inlet screens were in horrible shape, so that's all been replaced.
So that let a lot of debris
yes.
into the intake pipe, which entered into the plant.
And if I bring you a little further, those are the low lift pumps. Right now, with the reservoirs high because they haven't been used, we can run. Goose Cove comes by a pipeline, actually through the sedimentation lagoon. Right now, we're able to get 3 million gallons a day by gravity flow without the pumps. When Babson's this high, we can run with gravity as well. But when you talk about one of the troubles of before the plant was upgraded, is the pump station, one of the valves was closed, 80% closed, and it couldn't get flow. Another one of the pumps on the intakes on the bottom, like a child's beach pail at the beach, was sucked up into the bottom of the pump. So it was really hampering the ability to get the water. Now there's more color in the water in West Gloucester, so normally that's organic matter. So the plan is to use these two reservoirs in the wintertime when they have a low organic level, and that'll help us with the water quality.
It's easier to treat colder water than it is warmer water?
Well, we're switching our coagulant. Previously it was alum and lime, and the alum, it's the way you can think of it. You see the color out there in the water.
It's tea colored. Right?
It's tea colored. So a lot of those particles are negatively charged. So what do negatives do? They repel. So what the coagulant does, and the Egyptians used it 2,000 years ago, alum, is it's positives. It's aluminum. So it binds those together, and it builds a flock. And that's what happens in the sedimentation basins. That's when you drop the material out. So we switched to polyaluminum chloride and a polymer, and we're to adjust the pH, we're using caustic soda. So what that allows us to do is that chemical works better in the winter. It's a better, it just works in better in colder temperatures. And then in regard to the dams, it's really dam 101, not to have trees on your dam embankment. This is a steep slope, and we had the big storms near hurricane winds earlier this winter. Now it was mostly white pine trees that snapped. The Scotch pines were a little bit more flexible, but the scary word is rupture. If the tree was to go over and the root mass came out, you could have a rupture, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Right. The reason the stumps were left 4 foot high is because the plan is to pull the stumps and to compact them with appropriate material.
And that's going to be done in a later time?
Later phase.
It takes a long time then, right, to do it right? Or?
Well,
longer than cutting the trees, so.
Well, it was easy to get the trees down, and glad we did, because we didn't have, during that hurricane winds, we didn't have any issues. And I think the contractors were, they're more of utility contractors, and they're not dam contractors. They were uncomfortable with the risk.
Right.
And the other thing that we want to do is when we do this work, we want to really lower the reservoir.
Right.
And like the mayor was saying,
pressure off it.
I can walk you a little further. Show you the whole layout. So we have new conduit, new electrical up here. The trim boards are going to get replaced.
And I remember this roof was damaged for a while. I think when Mike Hale came in, he had a new roof put on it.
Yes. We have there's a new door, and there's going to be a new trim. We're going to go with the AZEC board, the PVC board, for low maintenance. There is going to be concrete repairs done, and I think mostly the graffiti has been removed. Right now I don't have a key for that door because it's a new door, but
it's really nice granite work, huh? That's really beautiful granite work up top there. It's amazing.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And and the nice thing is that we're going to have the ability to control the level in the reservoir where we take the water from.
And this is all automated now?
It's not automated, but you've got It's manual valves.
Okay.
One of the things we have automated is we have a pressure transducer in there, so we get a reservoir level automatically radioed to the plant.
So it's recorded what the level of this reservoir is at
Correct.
all times.
The other thing that we're not doing it, it'll become later a part of this contract, is we're doing radio telemetry communication between the tanks, the pump stations, and the other thing that we're doing is we're bringing city fiber to Babson and West Gloucester and to Blackburn Tower.
Good.
So we're going to have a reliable communication, redundancy backed up on the city computers. It's going to be a modern plant.
Is Goose Cove have levels, a control that will tell you about the levels?
I don't have that yet. What I have to do is, because I don't have power over there, I have to get a solar panel made.
Okay.
And I don't need a signal. I can get a signal a couple times a day. I don't need the signal constantly. But really, one of the things that concerns me is you want to, the way the state is, they're very strict on the water. I want to be able to have my reservoir levels to like 3/100ths of a foot, this much, 1/4 of an inch, and because I want Gloucester to be able to grow. You want Gloucester jobs in Gloucester, and you don't want water to be a limiting factor.
That's right.
For growth. And I think one of the couple of things that I changed in this design was the mayor mentioned, we're going to have the ability to control the water level here in the wintertime. I've added a valve, and I've added actually a meter pit, a flow meter pit, so that I can quantify what we're spilling to the stream. In other words, when the rain started in March, we were down 3 feet. So we were able to catch the first wave through Saturday, through Sunday of that first weekend storm. We were able to not have any water spill. The rains kept coming, so some people were impacted, but one of the things we're going to be able to do is to keep the water level lower. I don't want those people to be impacted.
So there's a pipe underneath this that allows you to.
I'll show you. I'll walk you the pipe.
System.
Yes,
right.
and